Ezekiel 1:19. Ezekiel 1:19. And when the living creature went, the wheels went by them, and when the living creature returned, when the living creature were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up with them. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went thither, was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up against them. For the Spirit of the living creature was in the wheel. He spoke about the wheel 3 times. God became a fixed and focused on the wheels of the space shuttle even before it was created and manufactured. When these went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Oh, he sitting there telling you, he looked at these wheels and he seen that the life of the space shuttle dependent upon the function of the wheels. God seen this. My God, when you see these things, when this man have made a covenant with death in hell, this will be disnulled because there is no way that he could win, and God saw all of this before this man was even a man, before he was even in the earth, and before these appointed time, God saw everything that he was going to do before he was in his mother's womb. God knew everything that he was going to do. And for him to maintain a covenant that's going to be disnulled is the gravest mistake that any man could make. God sent me here, not for the pleasure of myself, but to do his will and give you a warning to let you know that there have been a prophet among you. God gave me these words, so these are not my words, my own. He's telling me to speak to you because you're in the danger of hellfire. You're in danger of eternal destruction. Don't look at me because I'm a black man. I'm a man of God, sent by God the Father, preparing the way for the return of Jesus Christ, and he is at the forefront. He is at the brink of his return. Covenant your father made with death and hell, disnull it. Walk away from it. Don't stand in the danger of judgment and condemn yourself because you have an opportunity to change from your way. This is Ricky. He sent me here to talk to you. Not on my behalf, but to give you that last warning. Because we're going to take my time. I'm going to take my time. He saw this. Okay. Okay. Let's go. And under the firmament, let's go to 22. And the likeness of, he said, verse 22, Ezekiel 1:22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the head of the living creature was likened to the color of a terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. I mean, check this. I think I got to use this here one so long. Now let me take this here, and I'm gonna show you what he's talking about. I want to make sure that you see this. See why the man created the wheels in front of my now, the firmament, the windows that went over the thing, over the space shuttle, is like the turbo crystal. It's stretched above there. This is the firmament. This is the cockpit of the space shuttle. This is the way it looks. We speak concerning that now. Right there. Showing you that. I'm breaking it down and I'm showing it to you. And the reason for the wheels, they're taking the wheel with them and everything. They needed the wheel to land because the life of the vehicle keep from crashing. It depended upon the function of the wheel. Now, stretch forth over the head. Number 23. And under the firmament were their wings, the glider wings. Under the cockpit was these two wings out in space. It's in shared to all the other four wings, which was the left side of fuel boost rocket, the right side of fuel boost rocket, the external fuel tank. And the jet engine was no good. The ox engine was no good no more because it hasn't served its purpose of taking them out of space. So they had to depend on these two little bit of small engine, red engine here, because this is where they had the hydrogen engine had to push them back down in the atmosphere and they glide from there. So these engine here was out of fuel because they wasn't not going to use that anymore. They had to use these hydrogen fuel engine, run engine. Now, two wings, two which covered on this side, and everyone had two which covered on this side. He's telling you these two wings was joined one together as a superstructure. Wing on this side, wing on this side, but it's one wing, but it's two wings joined together as superstructure, letting you know it was a glider craft. It had went through a transformation. The space shuttle, when it was a two-stage vehicle, it leaves the launching pad as one vehicle, and it goes into transformation, and as it goes into transformation, it transforms itself into a glider vehicle. It was a two-stage vehicle. That's what he's telling you. It went through a transformation period. It left as an ox and come back as a cab because it didn't need the power of an ox that took it out into outer space. It needed the power of the cab to return it back because the force of gravitation was going to take control of it and bring it back to the earth where it came from. But all he needed these little small engines, which symbolized a cab. The big engine was the ox. The small engine would symbolize the cab. Two stage, because you don't need as much strength. This is how God was talking to us. He was so much advanced above man that he had to find a way to talk to the people in those olden days and find a way to talk to us in these modern days through signs and symbols. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like unto the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, and the voice of speech as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings. These hymns I want to got on the ground. They let down the hydraulic system and the rudders to prepare for the mechanic, because the mechanic came a mechanic on these things with hydraulic power on these things because it caused the entry. So he looked at every detail of the space shuttle. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads when they stood and had let down their wing. The radio microwave from the radio is speaking to the tower. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. Upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness of the appearance of a man above. This was God above upon it. This was Jesus watching every move that they made from heaven above, watching space shuttle, watching the United States of